Hello everyone, this is Bigalski,
And this is JTB.
and this is Captivating Goddesses Phase 1 for Ninja Gaiden Black, my Master Ninja Farming of Mission Mode. And what I've done, just like I did on Military Destruction 2, I have already made my averages on some of these when I was just playing through it, and my Captivating Goddess Phase 1 was one of those. I scored 747, my average was only 720. So I don't ever have to play that again.
That mission mode score's getting up there, man. 48.
And I did it no hurt, but y'all would have to go back into my YouTube channel. I had showed a bunch of bloopers and stuff like that on what not to do. So there's a lot of helpful information in there. As you can see, my non-farm score is 0. So, but my average is what has gone up 27. So the average is what's going to increase my score. No, my non-farmed is what's going to increase the score. So you might see some same running scores, and but I think that's really about it on this. On CG1, use the Kiori method. I think a lot on that if you can to charge.
Yep.
You can't use your... I think I used Nimpo on mine and then used the... What is it called? The Fortune whenever I Nimpo'd to get the Nimpo back on the crab. So I got a little lucky on that. But again, I'll put that link in the description so people can go back and watch that video. And I also made my goal on, hey, this is Bigalski and JTB for Captivating Goddesses Phase 2. And this one right here, again, just going through it, I think I made it by like 54 points. So I'm not going to go back through and play it. It's a pain in the ass to really farm this for a lot of points. And you're not going to get that many points.
No, you're not.
And, I mean, the way you're really going to increase it is by almost WTing your way through. And that's just something that I didn't want to put the time in. Again, yeah, my non-farm score is 0, so my running score is still the same, but my average is going up. Smoke bombs, celerity, WTs if you want to increase your score. If not, the hold down Y method when she swoops or stomps at you to help knock her down, in conjunction with the flying swallow. JTB loves the move. What is it? XXYB forward YXXY.
That's with the dragon sword though. With the Kitetsu, I do XX shuriken cancel XY because the Kitetsu doesn't have the same XXY string, unfortunately.
Oh, okay. Well, see, there you go. That's the reason he's here, and he knows that stuff, and he can do it, and I can't do it. But again, I'll put that link in the description so people can see that. We talk a lot of information. I show a bunch of bloopers on what to do. Now, this mission, this is Phase 3. I didn't make my goal on that. This has some farming areas in it, and I didn't really practice this. And so, but again, if I made my goal, I kept it, so that's what I did, even though it can be a lot better. You're really at the mercy of their aim.
Yep.
I mean, I've had it where, like 8 of the zombie guys, before I could kill them, I've already killed her.
Yeah, sometimes you get NGO 4 archers.
Yeah. And on this part right here, you could do it faster, but again, I'm trying to get points. So you teeing these ghost fish separately, you're just allowing the archers to shoot.
Yeah.
And, by the time I've had 4 or killed the ghost fish, almost half her health has been gone.
Yeah.
But keep the benediction on. And I like jumping on their heads because it does stun them. You don't have the celerity. So I do like trying to stun them if you can. Now, if I wanted to move, again, I'm wasting time waiting for that essence to spawn. So it's I could throw maybe a shuriken to stun them, but I want to keep those for the rocket launcher guys. Trying to keep the ogres away. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just thinking you could incendiary them. But then, you're not going to have incendiaries for the rocket launcher guys. I can't remember what other projectiles you have in this mission, though.
I think you have the windmill shuriken, but that bounces off these guys.
Yeah, that doesn't hit zombies, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It totally should.
Yeah.
Really, if the incendiaries can hit them, the windmill shuriken should totally be able to hit zombies.
Now, I think Godfather goes up with the Warhammer and goes up behind him and then charges. So he does have that hit with the Warhammer. But if the ogres come up there and that Warhammer hits them, then, you know, it's going to do a lot of damage. And I found that happened a lot. So I just stuck with the chucks. And like I said, being able to jump on their head, that actually prevents them. So I jumped on his head. By the time that he's able to shoot again, I've got to charge up. So by at least jumping on their head, I prevent one of them from shooting.
Yeah, and you also, if you get an angle like you just had on that guy, not this one, but the one before it, you can see they have to sort of realign their bow. So if they have to turn around, then that gives you like a little bit of extra time. Because if they
watch this, I'm going to get hit by this arrow as he's shooting it.
Oh yeah, yeah, they all wind run there, like not quite protecting you, unfortunately.
Right.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
But yeah, that can just sometimes go, so that actually kind of worked in your favor because you flip the zombie around. Sometimes the zombies, they'll shoot kind of immediately when they load their bow. And if they do that, then you know that they're going to obviously hit Rachel. And they do a lot of damage, so you don't really want that to happen.
You know, this is some of the pain in the ass sometimes of where are these guys? You know,
Yep.
you just don't know where they're going, and then they're shooting. That's the reason you want to keep these, keep your exploding shurikens. And look at that.
Targets the ogre.
Yeah. So now
if only you had bow UTs in this mission.
Yeah, the jump UTs.
Yep.
So, trying to find that balance between, you know, do I want to maybe not kill the ghost fish separately with UTs, that way that, and go and kill them part with the archers. That way, the archers, less archers, and less time means less damage on Rachel.
Yep.
So, but again, and see, this is something I've never done before. I remember Siberian was telling me about this, about that place up there around that corner. And so again, this is my first time to really try that. And then when I beat my score, so you know what, I'm going to keep it. But there's right here is probably where you want to go. So it's just, see, I think I went too early. No, I got 2 hits on
There you go. Yep. That was 1 hit there.
Oh, okay.
Yep. It's funny, I haven't done this either. I might boot up my old Xbox because the Kel put up that Fateful Confrontation 4 video. I got some easy points here. Might be able to bump up my 55 million a little bit more. I'll have to go double check. Yeah. Oh, I don't know about that. That would mean that would mean Descent of the Fiends 5, and nah, I ain't messing with that mission.
Oh. See, that's kind of bad luck. Sometimes I don't know how I could have dodged that. You know, when I was coming out of my recovery frames. Also, learning the distances of how far they are away, and knowing when to release. You know, that's kind of tricky too. Again, I probably should have put a little bit more time, but I'm trying to stick with my goal. Hey, I got it, and let me just move on. That was kind of, again,
I do love it when you get a really good close-up of the ogres, though. I think the ogres have just got really funny faces.
Now, if you notice, whenever I get to these positions, I don't turn around just yet. And the ogres are like, if you're not looking at them, for the most part, they're not really going to come towards you.
Yeah.
Say, God, how did I miss that?
I was convinced that was going to connect, like, just at the last second,
Yeah, so was I while I was playing it. So I'm not really turning yet, and then I'm slowly doing it after I get a charge. And because sometimes they'll just kind of stay in the background. And so again, you don't want to get there and immediately turn around, and then them just come right up to you. and then by the time you get your ET charge, you get 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Hits on them, or 2 or 3 or whatever. So again, just finding that balance and practicing. I think that's really it.
Yeah, because with the Luna, the thing to keep in mind especially is the damage in the Luna UT is quite evenly distributed over those 5 hits. So if you're scoring, 2 hits here, 3 hits there, every single hit, plus 1 is a UT you're missing out on. So it's one of those annoying things where when you're going for these 1-hit UTs, you really have to get the 1-hitters, otherwise it's just, if you get like a 3-hit UT, that's 10,000 points, that's 25,000, endgame total that you are now not going to be able to get.
And also, sometimes you'll see me release a little earlier than I should, but if I release too late and then get a bunch of hits on him, see, like that hit the guy 3 times, I think, and I was like, man, I wouldn't think it would hit that based on where I was and where he was in relationship to that corner stone. So it's just finding that fine balance. I thought about just running back and forth and staying here and seeing if I could make up the UTs versus the time that I was going to lose.
Mm-hmm.
And see,
so yeah, I mean, that right there, that's 4 UTs essentially.
Yeah.
With those 2-3 hitters, so that's 50. Yeah, that's 50,000 points. End game. That's crazy. In just 2 moves, 2 moves that you were like half a second off on the timing.
Is 50,000 there.
I was going to say, that looks like that's going to be a 1-hit. That'd be very.
That's 3 times in a row I've been hit coming out of. I mean, is that something that I can avoid, or I don't understand?
It does depend on the timing sometimes, but generally speaking, like, you can get into a point where you are just in the UTs do have a recovery period in their animation, so if you get unlucky, then that can happen. It really just depends on the timing and where the ogres are.
Well, it happened to me 3 times, so that's my normal. See, again, I knew this wasn't all that great, but this is me kind of practicing it. I got to this point. I can't tell you how many times. Well, I don't want to say it wasn't that many times that, I never got to the point where Rachel. This was the first time, or maybe the second time, I think, that Rachel survived with one more hit and she would have been dead. So
yeah, 1 rocket would have killed her at that health, because the rockets do more damage, if I remember rightly, than the arrows.
And again, I'm still learning, so maybe, when people are practicing this, I think this is the best spot right there. I'm kind of right in between those 2. And that's probably one of the best spots, if you're either left or right. But again, just learning when those guys jump. And look at this. I thought I could, I thought I was clear from it.
The hitbox on that swing behind them is absolutely enormous. It's so big. It's really common to get tagged by that. You think, really? That still hit me?
Yeah, well, I didn't think it was going to, but it did. So again, depending on where they are and they jump, that's a couple reasons why I've released early, thinking that they were going to come to me, and then they didn't make it all the way up. I think I get the essence, though. So could be a lot. I think Godfather scored like 871 or something like that. 971. So there's a lot more points there, but I beat my average by almost 30,000. So I was really happy with that. It's all about timing. Maybe finding at that area at the back where I was, maybe using one of the pillars there to the right to kind of gauge where the ogres are to when you want to release your UT. Maybe use that as a guide. But again, if they're walking next to each other, they walk a little bit slower because they kind of sidestep next to each other, versus if they're spread out, they walk a little bit faster. So there's a lot of little minor details in this that is worth up to 100,000 points.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and check my score because I think I'm only at like 700 and something on that mission because I nunchuck farmed that mission. So
well, that was how people did it back in the day.
Yeah.
You know, people didn't understand the power of one-hit lunar UTs, and then when they did, you know, they applied it to some of the other missions before this.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, I remember Siberian telling me, you know, if you time it right and you get up in between those little stone pillars, you can get 1 or 2 hit UTs, and that's fine if you get 2. You just don't want to get 3 or 4.
Yeah, like a couple of 2 hitters is no problem, but yeah, if you're getting 3 to 4, then you know that's quite literally, you know, 20, 30, 40,000 points you've lost on just one UT, and that's crazy.
And also the thing about this, about practicing this mission or a lot of the other missions, you have to get to this point. So, you know, to go through that, get the UTs and ETs that you want to get on the, because you can ET those zombies and still UT, but if you do that, they could still be shooting and they could kill Rachel before you get a chance to do that. Also, I was doing a thing where I was ETing the last zombie twice and then UTing him because I knew I was stunning him. But the ogres kept moving up closer. And I would, you know, since I had my camera rotated, I couldn't see them. So that first or second hit of the nunchuck UT would kill the zombie since I'd ET'd him twice. And then the rest of the string of the nunchuck UT was hitting the zombies. Hitting the ogres.
Yeah.
So now I lose out on 1 hit or 2 hit lunar UTs on them. So anyway, it's just finding that balance, but getting to that point, that's the tough parts. And like I said, that's the great thing about this average is, hey, I know this is good. I'm golden when I've got it and I can move on. And then if I ever want to increase my score from there, you know, go from there, but at least I've got my average. And I suggest that for people. Don't set a goal so high that you end up quitting.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen that happen a lot, especially in karma runs.
Yeah, that's the golden rule of karma runs. You know, start off, aim low, and take it from there.
Okay, guys. Well, I think that's it. Hope y'all enjoyed it, and we will see you in the next set of vids. Take care.
Take care, everybody. See ya.